Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sha'Kida, and I'm back at it with another video for you. I feel like I have not said that intro in so long, y'all. Like, oh my gosh, I haven't said it in months. I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys because I feel like there's a lot of catching up that we need to do, girl. Like, so much, girl. If you guys remember back in my last vlog, I said that it is a new year for me starting on March the 1st. So March the 1st started a whole new year for me, not January, not February, because I was going through it. I can honestly say, besides the year that I was pregnant, which was 2015, 2021 was the absolute worst year for me. I gained friends, I've lost friends, I've lost people physically, I've lost people emotionally, I lost myself. There's just so much about 2021. And I can honestly say I reflect back on 2020 so much because I feel like 2020, there were so many things thrown at me that I should have embraced and I should have held on to, and I did not do so. I take accountability for everything that I've done. Let's go back to 2020. The beginning of 2020, I'm in my own apartment, just me, my daughter. Probably the end of January, I started to talk to this guy. We started chit-chatting, but of course, like, we kind of knew like it wasn't gonna go anywhere. But we talked for about 6 months, and of course it went left. It did not hold up well, and we parted ways. After those 6 months, you know, I kind of took, you know, some time for myself. Girl, my camera died. So I took time out for myself to reflect back on the things that had transpired over those 6 months within myself, with me dealing with someone, all of that. Like, I had to take time to pretty much evaluate what happened, evaluate the situation. And then I started to talk to, after some months go by, okay? I'm not just hopping around here. After some time go by, I started to talk to this guy that actually, I had a crush on him way before Zoe, way before Zoe's dad. Timing was always wrong. Like, either I was in a relationship, he was deployed because he's in the Navy. Like, there was never the perfect time for us to actually talk and try to work things out. In 2020, it just so happens that it was perfect timing. It worked out. It was great. Oh my God, this makes me so emotional. So we talked. He gained a great bond with Zoe and I. And I messed it up. Yep. I messed it up. Just being foolish. I was 100% honest about what happened. And I messed up. This makes me emotional, and I'll talk about it in this video why this specific thing makes me so emotional. I feel like I filmed this video so many times because I wanted to put it out like a week ago, but I could not stop crying throughout the video. So now that, you know, I've gotten my cries out, it's easier for me to talk about it. It messed with me because it was like, dang, this is somebody that I've always had a crush on. He's always had a crush on me. And here I am messing it up. After we decided to not really speak, I started to talk to my ex. And that relationship honestly was not supposed to happen. I mean, not that it wasn't supposed to happen, because we really like meshed really well, but it was not supposed to happen as fast as it did. We started communicating, and how we started communicating, he posted something about relationships on his Instagram story, and I responded to it, and then we ended up going into a really deep conversation. And I love when my mind can be stimulated to the point there's deep conversation, questions being asked, how do people feel about this, or like something that can be debatable. I love conversations like that. That's the conversations we had. And then I offered to have drinks, and he actually curved me. He told me like, oh, I gotta do this, that, and the third. But we know it was just like him not wanting to meet up. And then of course we continued to have more conversations. Then we ended up swapping numbers, and it went up from there. The plan was, if we're going to talk, we're going to wait at least 3 to 6 months before we make things official, because we both have the history of moving really fast. After a month of talking, we ended up being in a relationship. And with that relationship, we talked life, we talked marriage, we talked kids. We even started trying for kids. That relationship, I feel like, is the one relationship where I've actually had so much in common with a person. We both did photography. We both goofed and joked at the same things. We both would dance randomly. Like, we just were so much alike, but also so different, but it made the relationship work. And I loved that. I loved everything about that until my mind got confused. I got really confused, and I was stuck between a rock and a hard place. I felt like things were moving way too fast, so I told him that we needed to take a step back. Me telling him we needed to take a step back, I regretted it shortly after. Around that same time, the offer was presented to me to move in with my daughter's father. Again, between a rock and a hard place. If you guys are OGs, you guys been around forever, you guys know my pregnancy story. If you don't know, I'll tag it. You guys know it's been rough. For it be presented to want to work the family out, and me being in love with a completely different man. Honestly, I don't have the best explanation, but I also feel as though with this situation, I was thinking of my daughter. I felt as though I have to give my daughter a family. I have to have my daughter in the same household as both of her parents. I have to do this for her. So despite of how much in love I was with someone, I wanted to put my daughter first. It was not easy, but the actions that my child's father was showing me at that time was actions that I didn't even know he had in him. So I took it as he wanted this really bad. 21 hits. And I feel like from the start, it was horrible. My relationship with my child's father is shifted. It wasn't the same as it was beforehand. I was hospitalized in February during the process of moving here. I was hospitalized, and it was to the point where doctors had said, oh, it's amazing that you're even still here with us. It's a miracle. You're a miracle. Like, I have all the questions in the world of why wasn't that my time? I do not want to be emotional right now, but that whole situation was so scary, and even I say, like, damn, like, that was a miracle, because I had no oxygen getting to my heart. I had no blood pumping. I was done. And the fact that I still held on, that will always be a question for me. How did I get through that? Like, how did I make it through that? So, of course, after I was discharged, I decided I'm going to take control of my life. That was short-lived, but I said I'm going to take control of my life. I went out and just dropped money on a new car, brand new car, because I was like, let me show you guys. Tomorrow's never, that's on my arm. Tomorrow's never promised. I was like, nope, let's buy a new car. And then I slipped into depression. I felt like the attention that I was getting before I moved in was no longer there. I know I nitpicked. I know that I nitpicked because I wanted the attention that you were giving when you wanted me here. That's why I nitpicked. Over the course of that, I started communicating back with the guy that I had the crush on, and we talked briefly in 2020. We communicated as friends, He had his vent sessions, I had my vent sessions. And then it got to the point where he was like, when I call you, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't want to hear what you have to, say. And I don't want to say it in a bad way, like I don't care. But I feel like there's always a therapy session when I'm talking to you. And it's quite depressing. Later on, I find out why he didn't want to hear my stories. So I just would always listen to his. I spoke to him often, multiple times in a week, sometimes very early in the morning. Then I began, even though me and him, we were just friends, I began to socialize with someone that I used to talk to back in the day. We got really, really close. We talked throughout the whole summer, up until like November. I had Zoe's graduation. I had her graduation party. My crush, I will say, wanted Zoe to win prom queen, and Zoe had this big raffle, and I posted it on Facebook, and I'm like, hey, Zoe's running for prom queen. She has to sell, a certain amount of tickets. Whoever gets the most tickets, they become prom queen. And he was like, give me 200 tickets. I'm like, I'm not taking your money for that. Like, you're out of your mind. And he, like, not bribed me, but he was like, if you send the Cash App back to me, I will never talk to you ever again. And he loved Zoe. Like, he adored her. And I'm just like, ugh, fine. So I brought the tickets. Of course, I got the tickets. I had to write his name on every single ticket. On 200 tickets, I had to write his name so they can enter him into the raffle as well, because whoever purchased the ticket was also inserted inside of a raffle. So I had to do that. And Zoe's graduation comes around, and he ends up winning the raffle. But unfortunately, Zoe did not win prom queen. But I did call him and tell him, like, hey, you won the raffle, blah, blah, blah. And he was, like, super excited. And I was like, I'm just going to call you later. And he's like, okay, cool. Probably a month after that, I was told by him that he had been in and out of the hospital since January. Sorry, y'all. And I was like, was you in the hospital, like, when I called you on Zoe's graduation? And he was like, yeah, like, I've been here for months. And I'm like, so all the times that I've been talking to you, you were in the hospital? And it made me wonder, like, was I just not listening to his background when he would call me? Why I didn't hear any beeping or anything? And then once he told me that, I paid so much more attention to his background. And, there'll be times where, you could hear, like, little beeps here and there. There'll be some times where I don't hear from him for, a couple days. And when I talk back to him, he's like, yeah, like, I was really down. I was really sick. And I just made it a mission to try to, communicate with him more during that time. And at the same time, I was still talking to someone from, like I said, the whole summer up until November. And then, like, around around August, I reconnected with my ex again. And the reason why I reconnected with him was because the guy that I was talking to had reconnected with his ex. It wasn't one of those tit for tat things. Please don't think that that's what it was. It wasn't a tit for tat thing. It was just one of those things where I wanted to heal from the hurt that I had caused myself, and I had caused him. It was one of those things of, like, let's get this closure. But with that, we did speak on things like maybe we can fix things. Maybe. That was very short-lived. As time went on, like, after, the reconnection with my ex, it got to the point where I just got fed up with the guy that I was talking to, because I felt like the guy had been talking to his ex most of the time that we were talking. So I got, like, really upset. My birthday comes around. No, the girl's birthday is, I think, a week or two before mine's. And he went celebrate birthday. My birthday comes around. Who's to be found? Not him. He didn't show up. Text me around 5 a.m. like, hey, I'm sorry, couldn't make it, fell asleep, blah, blah, blah. And then the following week is his birthday. I wanted to go to dinner, take him to dinner. He told me he was going with some teammates. Turns out he was with his ex, and his ex, you know, did a whole little hotel shebang for him. And that's when I was like, I'm done. Now, I know a lot of people are probably like, how are you doing this and still living with your daughter's father? I am very open with who I socialize with. I am a straightforward person because I would want someone to be straightforward with me. I live with my daughter's father. You can either accept it how that is, or you can be like, no, I'm good. My whole situation is when I get the question of like, are you going to move? Yes. Do I know when? Absolutely not. Does it suck? Oh my God. But I'm also not going to, again, I'm here for my child. I feel like if me and my daughter's father are supposed to work things out, there's a lot of things that, you know, a person would change within themselves to make this relationship work. And of course, like if a guy, you know, comes along and takes me seriously, I take them seriously, I will grab my bags today and go. And live happily ever after. But at this giving time, in this giving moment, I'm not talking to anyone. No one is taking me seriously. I'm not taking anyone seriously. Hell, am I even taking my baby daddy seriously? No. Like, it's just, I'm single and it is what it is. I talked to someone for, 10 months while living with my daughter's father. There was no conflict. There was no arguments of, oh, you still live with your baby daddy, or my baby daddy, like, oh, you talking to this, blah, blah, blah. No, I ain't had none of that. Like I said, until someone takes me seriously, whether it's my baby daddy or another dude, I'm not, because at this point, I don't take nobody serious. Like, you can do all of this, but I ain't going to take you serious until you got some actions to follow all of that. Back into my story. Again, I started to communicate with my crush a lot more. We would text. He would send things to me. He would send songs to me all the time, like, oh, this reminds me of you. And he was like, you're the only female that, like, really understands me. And I'm just like, of course, like, I'm always going to be here for you. Like, you're my guy. You're my dog. Like, I'm always going to be here for you. December hits. Everything's fine. Everything's perfect. Getting closer to the holidays. A lot of corona mess going on. Ugh. Awful. My crush, we were supposed to meet up. Please give me a second. We were supposed to meet up the week of Christmas. It was 2 days before Christmas Eve. And we were supposed to meet up. And he was like, I got the sniffles. And I was like, boy, I don't care about your sniffles. Like, just meet me. And he was like, no, like, you know how Zoe is. Like, if I'm around you and then you go around Zoe, she's going to be sick. And I'm just like, all right, you got me. All right. 2 days after that, he passed away. I haven't taken it well since. What made it hard was the fact that how I treated him when we did talk, and how I messed up, all of that came running back. I'm pretty sure I'm just being like very hard on myself with this, but I was like, if we were together, this wouldn't happen. If I didn't, you know, fuck him over, like, this wouldn't have happened. If we were in a relationship, like, we wouldn't have to experience like any of this, you know? But I know, like, now, like, that's like far-fetched. That's not the case. Like, it could have happened like either way, whether we were together or not. He died on Christmas Eve. And I remember calling my coworker because she like met him. So I remember calling her and just shaking because I didn't know what to do. Like, I wanted to scream, I wanted to cry, I didn't know what to do. And then I had to pretend on Christmas that I was okay. Then the day after Christmas, we go to Disney World. I had to pretend the whole time in Disney World so my daughter can have a great time. And then I wasn't eating. I lost like my whole appetite. But I was 140 before he passed, and I rapidly lost 20 pounds because of not having an appetite. I would literally be starving, and I would get food and literally can only take 2 bites and be full. Because he was in the military, his funeral was not until mid-January. So experiencing everything in 2021 and then ending with that, it just was not a year for me. And going to his funeral, I didn't go up on the casket. I wasn't okay. I wasn't okay. I know I would have lost it going up on that casket. The love that I have for him, it runs so deep. It just opened something that I was trying to heal from, because the funeral was so far away. So I was like trying to heal from it. And going to the funeral, it just set me back even more. I'm slowly gaining my appetite back, but I still think about him every single day. I have his obituary in my car, and I have like a little picture that's in my dash, and I like stare at it all the time, like when I'm at a red light, just staring. I ended up getting a tattoo in remembrance of him. Okay, hold on. So he was in the Navy, so this is a flag. It's like a charm bracelet. Let's stand up some. This is a heart with an S in it, because his name starts with an S. This is his actual signature here. And this is butterflies. I feel like, oh, I'm sorry, this is a butterfly. And then this is a butterfly. I feel like when people pass, butterflies follow me. So that's why I got butterflies. He was in my dreams every night up until the funeral. But to sum up this video, I blame myself for a lot. I will distract myself with things. I like to have my hands in different pots, whether it's creating something like a DIY, making clothes, customizing clothes, customizing wigs, doing lashes. I have to keep myself busy because my depression is so bad that I slip. And once I'm in that hole, I can't get out. I am stuck. And that dark side is not pretty at all. And I fall into the hole when I blame myself for so much. I blame myself and I regret letting someone that I was in love with go. Someone I was madly in love with go. I regret moving out of my apartment. I regret not being the best version of me. And that's why I say I feel like March is a new year for me, because I'm reclaiming all of that. And I feel like since March has started, I have gained a whole new confidence. I have so many goals to accomplish and to achieve. And I'm no longer mad at myself. Because I've been mad at myself for a really long time. I feel like 2020 threw so many great things at me, and I destroyed every single thing that came my way. Destroyed it. And 2021 was like, okay, that's how you want to do? We're going to get your karma's a bitch, is basically what 2021 said. You want to treat motherfuckers wrong? Here you go. Here's your hell to pay. And I got it. Karma got me good. You pretty good, sis. You pretty good. I want to make a promise to myself. I want to make a promise to me. And it is, I know that I messed up in life. I know I've done things that I shouldn't have done. But I cannot sit here and live with regrets. They are all life lessons. Now that I know better, I will do better. I have to be a strong woman. I am going to become a strong, successful Black woman. I will take full accountability for all of my mistakes, for all of my flaws. And I will embrace me. Because can't nobody else embrace me like I can embrace me. And I have to say cheers to 2022, because I'm coming out this year on top, guaranteed. I actually ordered myself a promise ring, so that way I wanted the ring for this exact video, but I don't have it. It's not here yet. And I have to promise myself to not let certain people in my energy and in my space and in my bubble, because those people with them negative energies will do nothing but suck everything out of me. And I do not need that. I am still holding back tears, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to hold these tears back. My message to you guys is, if you are down, I know it's hard. I know, everyone's in a tough spot, a tough situation. It's hard to get out of it. I get it. I understand. But you gotta look on the bright side. You gotta be positive. You gotta stand strong. Take full responsibility and full accountability for all of your mistakes. And you reclaim you and be a better you. Like I said to myself, now that I know better, I will do better. And that's all I have to say. I'm sorry I had to be a baby. I'm sorry I had to cry. But I really wanted to get this video out for you guys because I feel like I kept saying, like, I'll let you guys know. I just wanted to tell you guys, like, what I was dealing with in my life. That way I can move forward and get these vlogs out for you guys, get these videos out for you guys. I'm trying to find another way to set up, because I feel like I don't like this background here, the mirror. I don't like that, and I want to get some beauty content back out for you guys. And I also feel like I need to do some collaborations with some small YouTubers, get back on track with everything, and do what I gotta do, baby. So I am going to end this video here. I hope you guys have a great one. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. That's so corny. Like, I think I need another outro. Bye. See you guys. Bye.